of the Austin After Dark Film Festival. We've got our last event of the year coming up on November the 7th as the Austin Film Society Cinema. That's Austin After Dark Film Festival Fall 2022. And we are excited for the event. We feature all kinds of content that is intended for a mature audience. Everything from horror films, horror comedy, dark science fiction, dark animation, music videos, comedy series, pilots, a variety. Don't bring the kids though, because some of the content is inappropriate for the little ones. We also feature the films and series episodes of tomorrow, and that's why we're going to be interviewing one of the screenwriters from Lou and the Rougarou, Laurie Powers Going, and your screenplay. Thank you for joining us. Laurie is nominated for the Best Horror Comedy Screenplay Award.
Ooh, thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Congrats. It's good to have you. So I want to talk about it, and I want to tell the story, but I'm the dude who ruins the punchline. And I'm not going to do that here. I'm going to let you tell us what Lou and the Rougarou is all about.
Okay, I'm going to try. As a writer, it's always easier to have things written out and think about it. So let's see how I do. So this is a screenplay, horror comedy, first of all, in case you couldn't tell. Lou is a kind of a mediocre monster hunter who has his own YouTube channel in New Orleans. And his passion is this monster hunting YouTube channel. With his goal in life is to convince people that supernatural beings actually exist, with another goal kind of having like the Louisiana police investigate things, to investigate supernatural occurrences. Because as a child, he believes he witnessed his brother being killed by a Rougarou outside their home. So this is kind of his life's passion. But he's always actually been kind of too scared to actually investigate, go after hunting an actual Rougarou because of this terrific event as a child. So all this kind of comes to a head when a handsome, suave gentleman enters the picture with his own YouTube channel, whose intention is to debunk anything supernatural. And he sets his sights on Lou and his channel. He goes so far even as to steal Lou's co-host and pseudo-girlfriend for his own channel and just makes a mockery of Lou until his channel, his followers just dwindle. So in a depressive state, Lou promptly gets himself fired from his part-time job, taking with him his best friend and roommate who also works there. So enter a mysterious benefactor who suddenly appears with the intent to save Lou's channel and his reputation on one condition, and that's that he go hunt a Rougarou. So Lou drags his roommate along as his new co-host, and they travel around southern Louisiana through the swamps of Louisiana and Mississippi, along with a little supernatural assistance from like a voodoo priest who may or may not exist, and other supernatural beings along the way to try to prove this. Find a
Interesting. Interesting. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, I was done.
So for those who are just wondering, like, what is a Rougarou?
It's, in the simplest form, it's a Cajun werewolf.
All right. Do you have any ties to the area, or?
I lived in Louisiana for a while. I live in Texas now. I work for a company in Louisiana right now. Of course, my co-writer, Mike, who tried to get on earlier and couldn't get a good connection, is from Mississippi, southern Mississippi, right across the border from Louisiana. So this was originally his baby, and kind of came about from his interest in the legends of the area where he's living.
All right. Well, what was your personal inspiration for saying this is a story I want to take on?
Well, I love anything like supernatural, and and I love comedy. And so when he brought this concept to me, he had kind of written out a first draft and had a bunch of just random notes and stuff. And he just had some really great imagery in it. And so I was just all on board, to pull it together and like really help him with the story and the characters and stuff. But he really had a great basis for knowing the legends of the like southern swamp area, Louisiana, and all those legends. It was really fun.
When you're, what was your approach to writing this? Was it, say, were you hoping that like one day you would get your own company together or your own production company together and produce this thing, or were you kind of writing it, in a way that you'd allow somebody to take it over or acquire the screenplay?
So I really was kind of writing with both things in mind, like sure we would love to be able to shoot it, but at the same time we would just love to see it made. I actually have a background in visual effects, so it's very hard for me to write something that's like when I start thinking of things, I start thinking about, oh, visual effects, especially with a horror, supernatural horror kind of thing. So when I did approach it, I was kind of like thinking everything I wrote, like I didn't write anything that I wouldn't be able to shoot on a kind of a low budget or moderate budget for an indie movie. So we really kind of approached it from that, like, that we did want to make it production worthy and make it able to shoot without having to go through a big studio.
Okay. And what's next for you in the future? What are you working on? Some more screenplays?
Always more screenplays. We're trying to get a kind of a package together for this screenplay and see if we can get it optioned or produced. I just mentioned visual effects. I'm writing a book that's going to be coming out from Rutledge Publishing next year called Visual Effects for Indie Filmmakers. So some of your filmmakers might be interested in that. And beyond that, yeah, we're just keep writing.
All right. And if someone wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way?
So I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. They're all at Deacon Finn Films. And then I have a website, which is deaconfinnfilms.com.
All right. We've got some links in the description. Appreciate you taking the time to talk about this. It's a great project. The judges really, really enjoyed your writing. It's got that right amount of humor and just really fits the horror comedy genre. So good job with this.
Oh, I appreciate it. And thank you so much for selecting us. I'm so excited about this and I can't wait to attend.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you're making the trip, and I know you don't live far, but I'm glad that you're attending, and we'll see you at the event. Thanks a lot for coming, and appreciate your time today.